Today we'll be talking about a therapy called BioNice facial rejuvenation therapy. As our guest we have Dr. Michael Pisatz, who is a physicist, and we have also Eve Pearl, who is a beauty specialist. As a matter of fact, Eve has been 5 times the Emmy Award winner for makeup. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, would you explain that long name I just mentioned, BioNice facial rejuvenation therapy?
BioNice, a lot of people are asking us, can you develop something to help the face? And usually the only thing that we don't exercise in our body is our face. So people were asking if we can develop something. We developed something with cryotherapy, which means ice. Mm-hmm. Imagine if we take an icicle. Yeah. And put any kind of information in it. Information is green tea or vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B, and that ice becomes a structure into the ice. Yeah. Then it kind of puts all the information inside of the skin, transfers. Yeah. That was one side of the thing. But the second, that what we added to that program is we added also LED light, and specific lights give specific therapies help out to rejuvenate not just the face and to take care of the issues of the skin, but the rejuvenation means to give more color and texture, rejuvenating of the cell texture also. So what we did, we created an ice and LED therapy together, and we called it BioNice.
Mm-hmm. BioNice. Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing that we really accomplished, is to figure it out how we can, most people talk about structuring water, which, we spoke about water so many times. It took me 10 years I work over 10 years with water. Therefore, here's a completely different approach to structuring and putting information into the water. Mm-hmm. It's to put the direct antioxidant and freeze it. And there you have the whole structurization process and the information staying inside of the ice.
Mm-hmm. Accelerated.
Accelerated, right. I was just saying about aging. You said you started with using it on people with 65 years and older. Is there any limit to that?
Actually, we had no limit. The best thing about it is that there's really no side effects because we're not putting anything into it. It's just information and ice. As long as you don't take a piece of ice and put it on your eye for 10 minutes, it's not going to do any damage. The ice will actually melt in about a minute to 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. But if you constantly keep gliding it, it just penetrates the information directly into the cellular level of the skin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And again, the technology is very, very simple. The only important things that we've done, we put a special frequency in nanomillimeters in the green light, in a blue light, and in a red light.
This doesn't matter what age, right?
Oh, actually, that's a really good question you ask. Definitely doesn't matter what age, but when we've done the test, we've done the test on people 65 and older. The reason is because somebody who's young, they will notice the difference right away. And somebody who's 25, they're not going to have any wrinkles for them to see if it's there or not. But it would help to maintain the face to be a healthy-looking face constantly. And that's the important part.
What about skin discoloration and so on?
Well, that's a very good question also, because the skin discoloration, we developed special color for it, which is green. And we know that every time there's any kind of skin discoloration, green light helps to remove them, but green with ice. And here's an important part. If we
the key thing is the ice also.
Ice. So. And also if we put any kind of antioxidant before we make the ice. So let's say if there's any kind of issue with the liver, we can use vitamin B12, let's say, or any kind of supplement. Right. And when it freezes, then it becomes a much, much more effective to use the green light.
Right. But now, does the person has to do this now on a daily basis, a few times a day? What is the frequency that they need to?
We recommend it to do a daily basis. Of course, if you take a couple of days off or a week off, it's really not a big deal, but you constantly need to. It's like, imagine if we eat once. Do we have to eat again tomorrow? Yes. So it's a constant thing for anything in a structure of the human organism. We need to do it on a daily basis because things will need to be constantly rejuvenated. And that's why each day we need to use it.
What's the longest you could go without reusing it?
A month. 1 month to 2 months.
So the whole process or the whole effect of it can last for about a month, you would say?
I would say a little bit more, but we don't want to wait until things start to go back to it's like really bad. You know, we need to kind of maintain before, prevent from things getting really bad. Once things become really complicated, of course, it's much more difficult to fix it. So what's the big deal to put 2 minutes into our schedule to take care of ourselves?
The face is the only area of your body you don't exercise.
Sorry.
So because of that, all kinds of things happening to the musculature, the muscles,
yeah,
and
the muscles keep dropping,
and all the tissues.
All the tissues, and one of the best exercises is we have a small cup when we make the eyes.
Yeah.
It's just to go very slightly, just a couple of minutes, just to rejuvenate. After this is done, you put a little bit of water up to the line over here. You put any kind of antioxidant that you want into the water. You put this directly into the eyes.
So you can transfer actually anything through that.
Anything that you would like. And that's why we have over 500 different formulas, which we're not going to be able to mention all of them today, but practically for every kind of not disorder or thing, but whatever a person would want to add for themselves. Some people will need collagen. Some people want to remove dark spots. Some people have liver. So we developed all the protocols for those things, and that's why we have, in the beginning, only 3 lights. As you know, that each light color, like let's say red, the blue, stimulates the face. So when you use the red light with the ice, it gives you a completely different texture. So when you use the red light, and you would glow it, the light goes through the eyes, and as soon as you put it, the ice contains the information
on the wavelength of the light.
Absolutely,
you're sending information to the body.
And as you would feel the difference when we tried to test it. We actually ran a whole research for 4 years in Germany in this, and we have a lot of. Show that it's not just rejuvenates, but it gives a completely new texture to the face. And within first or second session, people start feeling the difference. Actually, Eve have tested it.
Yes, I have to tell you. I mean, you know, most skincare and cosmetics, they're topical. So they just basically hit the surface in the top layer. The thing I loved about this entire system and why we, you know, the whole LED is it's now penetrating through all the layers, and the ice is helping everything stimulate. So, I mean, imagine this is ice, and basically you put it, you go like this, and you just gently, you can roll it, and you could just feel it working through all the layers of your skin, and it's stimulating, it's doing something. It's moving all the blood, it's getting everything flowing. So you truly see the results. I mean, you see them almost immediately.
When we use the green light, what else happens? Because we know the red was sedating, the blue was actually, the red was stimulating, the blue was sedating, and now the green, which is in between those two colors, then,
The green really is ideal if you have sun damage, if you're outside a lot, if you have H spot, you've got liver spots, and things like that. The wonderful thing about not only using the light, but also the ice, when you put the whole process together, you know, here's like here's what you get. You have this, and this is what you fill with water. You put this in here. This is water. So basically you fill this with with water. But also in here you can put your favorite antioxidant, your favorite cream. So whatever you want to already use, so whether it's vitamin E or or fish oil or whatever it is that's going to help you, even in any kind of medication that you might have, you can really put it in there. It will accelerate. Then you put the water in there. I'm going to show you because the whole process is important. So here's the whole thing. You get this, you fill it with water, and your favorite, you can like put a little hole in your vitamin, put it all in there. And then you have this little plastic piece, okay? Let me get that. You have this little plastic piece and this little plastic piece, okay? This part goes into this plastic piece, and you kind of put it through. So you see it's like an upside down ice cream. You put this, I relate everything to food. So you put this in here, you let it freeze, okay? Once this freezes, when this freezes, this is what you get. Then you're going to get this whole same thing, and you're going to just, boom, take it up. So now it's an upside down ice, pull it out, and this will be your ice. So it's very simple, so you can do it, do it yourself, put it in the morning, then you put your favorite light. So here we are now with the green. if you have anything like the sunspots, if you have the sun damage, if you have the redness, because I know I get redness often just going outside, this is going to help.
Including the aging spots.
The aging spots, the liver spots, any kind of skin discoloration. Some women who take birth control, you know, they get like little dark spots. This will help that as well because, again, it's balancing your skin. It's sending the messages deep down to saying, no, we don't need these colors. It's not what we need. And don't forget, it's not just for your face. It's use it on your hands. So many women have a lot of age spots on their decolletage.
I was just going to ask that, but it can use it all over the body.
Use it anywhere you use it anywhere you like. A little ice, you know, and it'll help treat and stimulate many areas. So wherever you might have it, whether it's your decolletage, because often it's your hands that give away our ages and our neck. So we want to make sure in this area. So just, you know, I would say get a couple of, you know, 2 of these and have at least 2 things of ice so you can have, you know, you can use it double-handed, but
you can keep exchanging.
You know, I always like excess, so whatever works. But you only need a few minutes. I know that the green, I mean, basically once the ice melts, and you don't even need to wait for the whole ice, but the ice is going to melt, so it's a good idea to maybe have a little washcloth. I mean, because it is, your body is warm, the ice is cold, it's going to be melting on you as it's stimulating and doing its job. So have a little bit of something to wipe it down with.
Yeah, but definitely when you wipe it down, don't dry your face completely.
Because then you take everything off that you
did. That will penetrate through immediately, and that's actually the penetration of the water that starts to rejuvenate everything, because that water is with information of structure.
What about things like dry skin, for instance?
Very
same
good.
thing. Yeah?
Dry skin, it doesn't matter what issues you would mention, any ingredients that you're using for it, even if you're using a cream, before you make the ice, before you put the water in, just put 1 or 2 drops of that particular ingredient, antioxidant. If you put vitamin E, I'm going to give you an example for dry skin. You freeze it. You do it with the red light or the green light or the blue light. It will help you with the dry skin. It completely remove the dryness. Not in 1 or 2 days, but you will start seeing the difference in 1 or 2 days. The work is consistent, because if you stop doing it after, let's say, a month, things going to go back to its original state. You constantly, it takes about 2 minutes a day. If you do it twice a day, it's 4 minutes a day. And that's just to stay and maintain your skin healthy and rejuvenated.
But what about things like acne or skin conditions?
I work with many women post-surgery as well, you know, who have things and issues done. And when they have sensitive skin and pain, this also helps take away the pain. So if you've had work or you have very sensitive skin, the blue will not only help the swelling, but also if you have pain or you have very sensitive skin, there's so many people dealing with issues with irritation and redness and just bad allergies to things, to the air. This will help calm that, will help your pH balance, and will help the pain. It's truly will help take the pain away. Well, first of all, you have the ice, so it's already shrinks, but it's the light is helping the ice penetrate through all those layers, and that's the fascinating thing to me, because, you know, we're just so used to dealing with 1 or 2 layers possibly. This is truly penetrating, so the same effect it's doing on the swelling and the pain on the outside, now it's taking it all the way down. So, you know, again, wherever you have kind of irritation or puffiness, including your neck, so it's going to help, you know, for those of us that get this, it's going to just put it wherever you need it on your body, and you'll feel it.
What will this do to the future of cosmetics?
The future of cosmetics, you know, the future of everything is changing. The future of medicine is changing, the future of cosmetics. And it's just going to improve, because actually people who use cosmetics, after using the glow bio and ice, the cosmetic goes on even smoother on the skin. The reason that it goes smoother because your face is smooth and there are no more pores. So the smoothness and the change of the cosmetic itself becomes much even better.
But my question is this: do you need, if you use this, do you need a cosmetic?
You don't need as much cosmetics.
You don't need as much, but when you put it on, it looks much, much smoother.
The cosmetics then work to enhance your existing beauty instead of covering things up. Like for instance, we put arnica sometimes in here. You know, arnica will help take the swelling down already. So now you're accelerating that, and in case anyone had kind of surgery or something done and you have bruising, it'll take that bruising down so much faster. And that could be done anywhere, in case you have a black and blue or something on your leg or somewhere else. You know, you put a little bit of the, I mean, that's just one example. You put a little bit of the arnica, you put a little bacitracin, and you put a little vitamin E, a little green tea, whatever it might be that already you know kind of works for that. Now you've taken that and you've given it a full beam power.
And you know, Eve said a very important thing. There's a lot of people who do surgeries, and the healing process of the surgery is very, very important. The healing process usually takes 2 months. With using bio and ice, if you put a particular ingredients, whatever the doctor gave to the patient, into the ice before you make the ice, and you start cleaning it, it will do the healing process almost in 50% of the time. Much, much faster. We had those tests done in Germany, actually, and a lot of people in Europe a lot of medical doctors start using those technologies right now, our technology in Europe. We just brought this to the United States, and we're trying to introduce it as a home unit. As we're going to grow, we're going to add additional lights to it. We're going to add additional yellow and ultraviolet light later on. We're going to try to add even much more important ingredients, not just for the facelift alone, but for the rejuvenation on a cellular level, which is very, very important.
This is like plastic surgery with the surgery. I have a book like that, so I could say that. But it's amazing. I wish that this could be in a bigger version. I can, kind of do it all over my arms. But it's, at least we'll start with our face. That is our first line of defense.
Well, water is one of the most fascinating parts because it's the only element that has actually all forms.
All forms, right.
Can go from a hard form, solid form, liquid, to gas.
To gas, right.
No? So it can carry a lot of information, whichever form you put it in.
Whichever form you will put it. Once you put anything into the water, the information goes directly into the eyes.
I think there's something also we have to make clear is that our bodies, our cells, our tissues are a constant receiver and transmitter.
Absolutely, yes, it is.
So it's 724, this is happening.
Right.
And so with this, you're actually programming something new into
You're
it.
constantly programming, you're exercising and rejuvenating. That's why we made 3 different colors. As we mentioned earlier, the red light is to open up the arteries.
Yeah.
But imagine if a person wants to go on before she puts the makeup on or before, and she wants to calm their face down. If it suddenly gets too red, that's why we developed the blue light. The blue light on the eyes calms the face completely. So if any woman or man have swollen eyes, swollen cheeks, swollen anything, if they use the blue light directly, it will calm the face completely down. And very important to know, we always work on our face, but it's not just the face that we can work. We can actually work all the way to the neck area to rejuvenate everything. And as you know, as soon as one cell gets an information, rest of the cells start to fall into the same synchronization and pick up this information. That's why when we just rejuvenate the face, it's not just the face that gets the rejuvenation, but other parts of the body.
But the degenerating or deteriorating cell always has a memory of when it was a healthy, normal cell.
Absolutely, and that's why we need to constantly use it.
You're triggering the memory also
We're triggering
to
the memory.
go back to where it was. So you actually bringing back the biological age of the cell.
And people will, without some pictures before and after, you will not believe the difference. It's just that I didn't want to bring the issues because each individual gets correction and so on. But between 1 to 2 months, you will see an unbelievable treatment.
Everyone wants a visual competitive edge. So red is the most vital one, for me anyway, for women, because I want to make sure it's going to help my fine lines and wrinkles here. I want to make sure I don't get, the little...
So you're saying the red will deal with the fine lines?
Yes. It'll deal with the skin, it'll deal with the treatment aspect of it, so that I don't have to use that much cosmetics. I mean, I have a cosmetic company, I love the thing, but it's also nice to treat your skin internally. So it's treating you not only in the surface, but it's going through all the layers.
Right.
Not only the top layer that anyway gets washed off. So I want to make sure that everything underneath, I mean, we all want a visual competitive edge. I'm going to fight the aging process. I'm not going to stop it, but I certainly want to fight it. And everything, including by the eyes. For so many of us have droopy eyes, have swelling underneath our eyes. It will make a huge difference. And, aren't we worth a couple of minutes a day, like a half an hour a day, 15?
Yeah, that would be my next question. How long do you have to do it?
It takes about 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes in the evening.
That's it?
2 minutes, no, you don't need longer. And very important issue is that whenever you glide the ice, never to hold it in one place for too long. Just constantly glide it through. I mean, cryotherapy, it's not new. I mean, if people watch boxing fights or any kind of fight, the first thing that you see when the match finishes, they put the cold thing. The difference between the cold and ice is completely two different things. Whenever you put a cold metallic thing on your body, it freezes the artery. Whenever you put the ice, the actual ice, it actually opens up the artery. So those are the little small things that people need to know. What's the difference between the technology that was developed? Even though it looks very simple, it's just ice, it's just light, but it's not as simple to put it all together. So that's why there's unlimited information what we can put into the ice before we make it. The whole thing is when we combine it all together, that's the whole thing behind it. It's putting it together. Everybody knows to work with ice. It's nothing new. Everybody knows to work with the light. It's nothing new, but nobody actually took it and put it all, those two major components together to work in complete harmony, That's actually what we try to do.